G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. We're going to have fun today. Yes, we are. I saw a post in my Facebook group, Pouring Your Heart Out, by a lady called Darlene Ayres. Hi Darlene. And she used this amazing pendant in a skull. And when I had a look at the comments, she said that she saw it from someone called Robert Crandall. I haven't seen his, and I must go and look for it. I'm not sure where it is. I don't even know if there's a video. I don't think there's a video on it. But anyway, I'm going to have a go because I just thought, oh, that is amazing. So it's just this little pendant. I could only find it in one size. It's about an inch across, I guess, 2.5 centimeters. Got it on eBay. So what I'm going to do is I want it to sit above the eyes there, like that. That's what she had done. So what I need to do first is put just a little bit of resin just above the eyes and kind of position it so that the puddle just kind of sits where I want it. So that's going to be a little bit of a trick to do. So maybe I can like use a glove box or something that I can just, you know, position it in there. So may do that. We'll see how we go with that. Maybe I can kind of bend that a little bit and sort of position the skull in there. So we'll work on that. But the first thing I want to do is, because I want to see if I can cut this out, just because it sticks out a bit and I want it to sit flat against the mold. So I don't know if I can, but before I do that, I just also want to put a little mark here, just so I know where the top is. Because once it's in, you're not going to know if it's like turned, and it needs to stay upright. So I'm going to do that. I do that with my turtle eyes as well. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be strong enough to even cut this off with my little wire cutters, but we'll see. Oh, I did it. Stronger than I know. All right, now the other side. I'm going to be careful that I don't scratch anything. I think about there. Oh, okay, yep, I did it. Okay, so it's left a little bit of a mark there, but I might be able to, I think once the, because I'm going to put black resin around it, so I don't think you're going to see that. I think it'll be covered. But I may just put a bit of a black marker on it just to be on the safe side. Actually, no, I better not, because sometimes black markers run and they end up purple. I've seen that. All right, so that's basically what we've got. And then, yeah, he's just going to make sure you put him in the right way. He's just going to kind of sit there. And because I've got that little silver dot on top, I know where the top is. And I am going to go and mix up my resin. So I'm going to kind of sit it just above those eyes. Gosh, it's a bit tricky to do. Just above those eyes in there. And then we'll turn it over, see if it's facing the right way, which it is. Yep. All right, so I'm going to go and mix up my resin. I think I'll just use... I'm just going to use a little bit of Platinum 360 Plus. I mean, I don't know that you could do UV resin, because obviously the UV resin's not going to go through that. So you'd have to turn it over and do that side. And then how do you turn it over? Because it's going to fall out. So I'm just going to mix up a little bit of a thin resin so that I'm not getting bubbles underneath it. And then I'll come back and we'll see what we can do with this. Hopefully that box will hold it in place. What do you think? That's a pretty good idea, isn't it? I'll just have to wait and see what the resin does once I've poured it in there, see where it actually flows to. But I think that would probably be the best idea, because I don't want it to have a flat bottom, and I want to rest it on something that it has a flat bottom. Nothing worse than a flat bottom. All right, see you in a minute. Okay, I have got this positioned. Now, to me, it looks as if the skull's on an angle, but I'm looking at the actual space between the eyes and it looks level. So I'd say that the skull's not exactly symmetrical just by looking at it. So, oh, this is going to be terrifying. I've mixed up an ounce. I'm just going to let that drip in there. I did 20 grams of part A, 15 grams of part B. 20 grams of part A. I'm trying to concentrate. 10 grams of part B. So I've got 30 grams, which is an ounce, and I'm just drizzling a little bit in there so that I can see if I need to tilt this a little bit more or not. Just seeing where my little puddle goes. I want it to come down a bit more. So I'll just tilt this a bit more. Just trial and error, you guys, trial and error. See where my puddle's going. Let it settle. I do want it to come forward a little bit. And because it's clear resin, once I've put the piece in, you know, if any sort of spurted out the sides, once I put my black resin over the top, I think it'll be fine. I don't think you'll notice that little bit of clear. A little bit more just on the side there. So as you can see, I'm going drip by drip, trying to get that to sit in the center where I want it. A few more little drips. Okay. Oh my gosh. Can one of you do it for me? Put that in. Oh, I'm a bit nervous. I think I need to go over this sort of bridge of the nose there. Or not the nose, but just between the eyes. There was a little bit that was kind of sticking up, and I thought I'd better put something in that. All right, I think we're pretty good to go here. I think we're good. I don't know if you can see. Hopefully you can see. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Now remember, we've got our little silver dot on the back there, so we know how am I going to do this. We know which side is up. The only way is up. All right, I'm going to do this. Ah! Oh, God. Let's see if I can hold that properly. Once it's in there, I'll just have to kind of move it a little bit more to get it in the right... Okay, it's in. Now I'll just have to twist it so that it sits where I want it to sit. Okay, that wasn't too hard. That wasn't as hard as I thought. Now, as I said, the skull looks as if it's, you know, on a bit of an angle. Doesn't look symmetrical. It's quite asymmetrical by the look of it. So I'm just gonna go by center of the eyes. That's all I can do, really. I will bring you down for a bit of a close-up so that you can see what I'm talking about. I don't want it to be touching the eye, so I'll just tip it back ever so slightly. Now I'm going to have to babysit it for the next half an hour or so. I've got other things to do in the studio, so I'll just come back and sort of check it every 5 minutes, make sure it hasn't moved. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So if you can, I don't know, can you see the skull? How you can see the cheek here, but you can't see the cheek there. So it kind of looks as if it's tilted, but I'm going by just lining it up inside there. It keeps wanting to come forward towards the eyes. So I'm just going to tilt it back a tiny bit. I don't want it to be touching the eyes. I don't think it's touching. There's a little gap there. See there? Between the eye and the pendant, there's a tiny little gap there. No, can't show you on that side. But like I said, it's a bit asymmetrical. All right, wish me luck. Once that's cured, I will come back and we'll do the next layer. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do with the layers. I'm going to do 2 layers. See you soon. Okay, it's been a few hours and I think it's ready. I don't want to touch it, I don't want to poke it, but I think it's ready for the next layer. Now, do you remember when I did, do you remember me doing my shark with the diver, Megalodon? It's so cool, wasn't it? Love it. And I've done a few skulls. I also did the shaker one. It was pretty cool too, with the holographics underneath. So anyway, I weighed them. This one was 380 grams. This one was 330 grams, but it's not full. So I think about 350 grams maybe for the whole thing. But what I want to do is I want to split it. So can you see how when I did this one, I dusted this area here with some pink. And then I left the rest of it clear. So I want to do something sort of similar. I want to have this area here in a similar color to that, like just an off-white. And then the rest of it will be black. Just so I've got two different colors. That's the plan anyway. So I thought I'd use this micro pearl, just a tiny bit, not very much. Just, I don't want it like heavy, just a bit translucent. Kind of smoky looking, kind of looking sort of what this is like anyway. That's the plan. That's going to be for the second layer. And then for the first layer, I thought I'd add some of this Colour Passion Ebony Luster. Oh my gosh. I'll give that a bit of a mix. I mixed my resin for about 3.5 minutes and then I stopped and cleaned off the stick. So I thought, well, I'll just put a big dollop in and then I can mix it for the other 30 seconds and that'll be my 4 minutes up. So I tend to mix it for 4 minutes. I am using a deep pour resin. I've changed over. It's got a bit of a sheen to it. I think that'll look pretty with the mica powder rather than just a, you know, a matte black. I'm using the Platinum River Table resin because you can pour it quite deep. I think it's 5 centimeters from memory. Oh gosh, can't remember now. I'll have to have a look back. Have to have a look on the bottle, but it'll be fine for what I'm doing here. And I mixed up, I wasn't quite sure how much to mix up because I thought, well, if this is 350, I'll use kind of 200 and then 150 or 225. Anyway, I've got 100 and, what did I do? I did 150 grams of A and 65 grams of B, so that'll give me 215 grams. Hoping it's enough. All right, I think it's stirred in well enough. I'm going to go back to my little box here because what I need to do now, and you have to be so careful of not popping that little bit of resin out, just a tiny little bit of resin that's sitting on the bottom there. Now we need to make sure that we're not going to pop it out. Actually, let's just use the little feet that's under there. I may have to tip it, but we'll see how we go. All right, be so careful. So basically I want to come up to about there. I never know, like, because these are the teeth here, and then that's like the gums, I suppose. So I mean, potentially I could take it black to there, but it's got these little grooves on the bottom and match the grooves on the top. So that's why I thought, well, I'll do both areas above. Oh gosh, I'm getting black all over it. Doing the area above and below those teeth. So that's why I've sort of planned it that way. All right, here we go. Let's just pour it in. Hope for the best. I'll pour down my stick. Hopefully I've got enough. Oh, it's covering the eyes. It's covering the eyes. Now I need it to come up over the nose. So the way that the the skull is, if I pour black just to there, it's going to come up here. So I kind of want to tilt it if possible. I don't know. And you can see from the side here that it kind of needs to go, needs to be tilted. So, what can I use? What can I use? Something that might be a bit big. So I need to kind of prop it up, and I'll show you what I mean after I've done it. Stay. It's only just on. It doesn't want to sit any further. Oh gosh. Okay. Are you good? Are you good? It's sitting flat on the back here. Kind of wants to tilt one way or the other. I think that's okay. All right, let's keep going. So now more of the back of the head will get filled in with the black. And we'll still be able to go up to that line above the teeth. When I'm finished pouring it, I'll get you down and so you can have a look and see what I'm talking about. Potentially it may not have to be quite that high, because that's the height there, but then I don't want it to be that high here. I want it kind of be down here, you know, if that makes sense. Just trying to see where I want it to go. Look at this one. It's good to have one next to you so you can sort of see what you're planning on doing. May have to drop this down just a little bit. You see the bridge of the, is that the nose? I'll get you down so you can see what I'm talking about. Oh gosh. All right, there we go. So that's what I'm doing. I think I may have to just drop this down a little bit more. That's what the front's looking like. So I need to put a little bit more in. I think I'll just swap that over for something else. I've got a mold that's a little bit thinner. And the only reason I'm using a mold is because it's not going to be slippery. It's kind of, you know, rubbery, so hopefully it will not move too much. That should drop it down a little bit. Okay. Gee, I worked that out well. Look at that. Tiny little bit left. Hopefully that will be enough just to go over that little area there of the nose. Otherwise I'll just drop it. I'll drop this down a little bit more, but I think if I just push the resin, can you see what I'm doing? Trying not to touch the sides because they're going to be white. Hopefully I haven't touched the sides. Okay, that's pretty much it. Used all that. That was almost, I think that was pretty good. Pretty good calculation. Do not torch. All right? You will destroy your mold. I've done it. You've done it. A lot of you have done it. Don't do it. If you want to get bubbles, you can just sort of give it a spray like that. But because it's a deep pour resin, like I haven't even put it in my my vacuum chamber. If it was going to be a clear resin, I would put it in the vacuum chamber because you can see the bubbles. But because it's black, I'm not going to be worrying about that. And I just want to, I'm just going to use this just to get in there and just push that resin over that little area there. Whoops, I've gone too far. That's all right, I can wipe it off. Okay, so that's covered now. And hopefully you can see. I'll just get a little bit of a wipe these little micro little brushes are really good. I'm just going to pop a little bit of alcohol on it there, and actually that keeps sliding back. I'm going to have to tilt it a little bit more. Can you see there? This little bit here, I need the black to come up over that little bit there, so I'm going to have to take this away and just put something a little bit lower on it. Or I could make up a tiny little bit more resin, because it's all, oh gosh, can you see? There's the top of that, like, I don't even know what you'd call that kind of lip area. So anyway, I will drop it down or make up a tiny bit more resin, and I'll see you when it's time for the next layer, and we'll do the white. All right, see you then. All right, it's the next day. It's the morning, and this has cured up, which is great. I have another deep pour resin which takes 2 days to cure. This one is good. Look, 1 day. And I think I started this yesterday afternoon. Now we'll move that out of the way, and hopefully that's going to stay nice and steady. Now I'll show you the side. I will be careful because I don't want to risk unmolding anything. I did that with my turtle the other day. I was a bit rough with it and I got resin down the back, so we'll go really gently, but I want to show you what it looks like from the side. So we've got the back of the head there is going to be nice and black. I didn't want to have a line going right through here and then only having half black. I thought that would just look a bit weird, so that's why I've done it like this. And then when you turn it that way, you can see that that's where the black stops there. The buck stops here. So yeah, I think I've done that pretty good. Now it's quite deep in here still. This bit's not, but this bit is. So I'm going to use the River Table resin again, the deep pour resin. I've got some here. I mixed up 75 grams of A and 30... Oh, I ended up doing about 35 grams of B. All right. Now I'll just clean that off so that I can put that into my mica. So this is kind of the look we're going for, if you can remember that one. So I don't want to have it like a totally opaque. I want to have it sort of misty looking. So we'll just put a little bit in. Hopefully that's not too much. There goes my timer. So yeah, just wanted sort of a translucent kind of a look. Not clear, but certainly not opaque. I want to be able to sort of see through it. My husband always decides he wants to come out to the studio just as I start a video. Here he comes. I'm giving him the look. Don't know what he wants. Hang on, I'll pause the video. All right. Oh, just stuff about my dad. My dad's getting older. Oh, all right. I'll have to go and deal with that shortly. All right. Now I think that's about it. I don't want to put too much in. All right. Let's pour this in and see how we go. I don't think I need to put it in the vacuum chamber because again, it's not clear. If it was clear, then yeah, I would put it in there because you don't want any bubbles. Oh, have I made enough? Just enough. Okay. Look, hopefully that will be, you know, I was after that sort of translucent look. I always second guess myself thinking, oh gosh, did I put enough mica in there? But anyway, that's what I want. I wanted that kind of misty look because the little face in the window here. Now he's got kind of a misty look. You can kind of, you know, see through, obviously. So that's what I'm going for here. And look, I have made just enough. Woohoo! All right, I'm going to cover that so that it doesn't get knocked over. I'll give it a light little spray with some isopropyl just on the top there. And I'm going to cover it with my food net. And then, yeah, tomorrow, we'll see how it's going to turn out tomorrow. Better go and deal with my father. All right, see you guys soon. Right, it's the next day. It's just after midday, and it seems to be cured up. So that's what I wanted, just a little bit of the white at the back there, and then hopefully all that. I'm hoping it's going to look really nice. Okay, now, gosh, where to start? Normally I sort of spray down the sides with some isopropyl, but look, sometimes I find that it leaves like a streaky watermark type thing, and then you can't get it, you know, it's just there forever. So I'm going to see if I can unmold without spraying in there. I've got my gloves on so that I don't leave fingerprints. The edge there is a bit sharp, so you need to be careful when you're unmolding that you don't cut yourself. All right, let's just do this. If I was just doing it on my own, I'd hold it back here on my chest, but then you won't be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to have to struggle a little bit by doing it over here. So bear with me. I'll get there. I think. Yes. It's like giving birth, isn't it? You just have to ease it out over those little cheeks there. Let's see if I can fold this back this way. It's a bit tricky to do, like I said, when you're not holding it against your body for support. Hang on, I just gotta do this, and then I'll come back to you because I can't do it while I'm holding it over there. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to put some spray down there. It's like giving birth to a bowling ball. I can't do it. I'm gonna have to put some down there and just give it a bit of a massage and hope for the best. Hopefully it'll be all right. Okay. It does make it a little bit easier. Although in saying that, it's slippery now. Oh gosh. The struggle is real, you guys. The struggle is real. Alright, here we go. I got it. I've got it. Alright. Now I haven't looked at the other side yet, so I don't know what our little face is going to look like. I just want to give that a bit of a wipe, make sure I've got the isopropyl off that. Okay, now I had a thought. I'm going to call this Deep in Thought, okay? Because I think it looks like, well, you know, you're stuck in deep and you're in thought because you're in a brain. So anyway, that's my theory. That's my name for it, Deep in Thought. But let me know what you would call it. Okay, here we go. The reveal. Ta-da! Oh my gosh, shut the front door, you guys. Oh my gosh, I love it. That is so cool. And I'm really happy with how I got my black and my white line there. Oh, love it, I love it, I love it. And it's got a slight sheen to it because of the pearl pigment paste. And I think I've fitted it just nicely above the eyes here. What do you think? We'll do a little twirl. Like so. Excuse all the ring lights reflecting off it. What's that? What's that? Don't know. Might be something stuck in there. I'll get that out later. So there it is. Oh, deep in thought. Deep in thought. All right. Oh, that was fun. Hope you've enjoyed that video. And I'll see if I can find the link to Temu. It doesn't say on here what it's called. Nope, it's in another language. Don't know. I'll go back into my ordered items and I'll find the link for you. And I do need to just sand these sharp edges back a little bit, but there you go. Let me know what you think of him. He's deep in thought, or he's trapped by his thoughts. I'm not sure. Don't know. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments what you would call him. I just love it. So thank you so much to Robert Crandall and Darlene Ayres for their inspiration. And yeah, have a go. Have a go. I'm sure they would like to see what we're all doing as well. Love it. All right. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll do a quick little video of it for you. Okay. Take care, guys. Bye for now.